Hello, how are you? Today I brought you an amazing recipe, a vegan bologna, 100% natural. You're going to love it. You don't even have to be vegan to want to eat this delicious treat. It has plenty of protein and doesn't have that saturated fat, curing salt, or those nitrites that traditional bologna contains. It's a great option for everyday meals, even if you're not vegan. It's cheap, it's healthy, and it's really rich in fiber. You're going to love the flavor. It's amazing. And the seasonings are sensational. It's good for the whole family. Stick around until the end because you won't want to miss this. Before we start, I want to ask, do you usually eat bologna, salami, ham, those kinds of cold cuts? We know we shouldn't eat them every day. They can be bad for our health. That's why I wanted to bring you a more natural and healthier alternative here. What kind of cold cuts or processed meats do you usually eat on a daily basis? Or do you not usually eat them? I'd love to see your comment. Remember to like the video. That's really important to me. It shows YouTube that you support my channel and that you trust my content. And to get the ingredients to make it at home, take a look at the description. I've left everything organized there. Look how wonderful this is. The base of this delicious recipe will be lentils. Here I'm using pink lentils, so it looks a bit like bologna. Bologna is usually pinker, so I chose to use this lentil here, which is pinker. If you want to use another type of lentil, you can use the green one, no problem at all. Just remember that lentils are a fantastic legume to add more often to our daily meals. Yes, it does have carbohydrates, but it also has a lot of fiber and a lot of protein, so it ends up balancing out those carbs, slowing down their absorption, providing a lot of satiety, helping control blood sugar, aiding intestinal transit. It's wonderful. What did I do here? I've already soaked them. The water is even cloudier. That's because I soaked them overnight, so you should do this for at least 6 hours. I'm going to discard this water because in this water, we have the phytates that dissolve and the saccharides that cause fermentation and gas. So when we discard this water, we eliminate those things. So I'm going to strain these lentils and bring them back here so we can get started. I've already strained the water here and transferred the lentils to this little bowl. And now I'm going to blend them here with a bit of water to make something like a lentil puree. So I'll blend them here and then we'll continue with the recipe in the pan. Let me transfer this over here and I'll be right back. Now I'm going to add the water I mentioned to you. And we blend it well until it turns into a cream. And when it's ready, I'll come back. Hold on. So I've already blended it and now I'm going to transfer it to my pan here. Look, it's well blended. You shouldn't strain it because otherwise you'll lose the fiber. And now I'm going to turn this on. Then I'll add the seasonings. I'm going to add a bit of garlic powder. Seasonings are always to taste, so use whatever you like, whatever you think goes well. I'm also going to add a bit of smoked paprika to give it that flavor we like, a bit smokier. I'm going to add a bit of salt here. Lastly, I'll add a bit of black pepper. And we'll keep cooking this so it reduces, to improve the digestibility of the lentils and to make the flavor delicious. When it's just right, I'll come back because there are still a few ingredients left. So I kept stirring until it formed this little dough here. I'm going to add a few more ingredients. Now, at this point, I add olive oil to make our dough creamier, to make it shinier, and of course, to add healthy fats as well. Olive oil is very rich in omega-9, monounsaturated fats, and antioxidants. So it's an excellent addition here. And it's a type of fat that doesn't even compare with the one in traditional bologna, which is extremely rich in saturated fat. So here, I've already added the olive oil. Now I'm going to add a bit of the beet water I used because I want it to be a little redder, more like that bologna color. So in this liquid where I cook the beetroot, I'm going to take my psyllium and mix one with the other to get the right consistency for our bologna. Remember, if you don't have psyllium and you don't have any restrictions, you can use plain, unflavored, sugar-free gelatin. Then you'll have to remove it from here. And you can even use agar-agar if you're vegan. Let me know which one you prefer. Now I'm going to add the lemon juice, which also helps to take away some of the strong flavor of the lentils. Even though I tasted it here, and what really stands out is the flavor of the paprika and the black pepper. So it really doesn't have a very strong lentil flavor, not at all. Although I also love the taste of lentils, so that wouldn't be a problem for me. Now, we mix all of this well and wait for it to reduce until it reaches the right consistency. Remember that psyllium is super interesting because it will gel and help firm up this mixture. And psyllium is packed with fiber. It's pure fiber, soluble fiber, and it forms a mucilage. So it's an excellent addition for us to include to make this even richer in fiber. We keep mixing well, finishing cooking, making it homogeneous here, and when it's at the right point, I'll come back. Hold on. Look, I took it off the heat, grabbed a plastic cup I have here, and greased it with olive oil. Look, you can see here that it's yellowish, and I'm filling it up and pressing it down. I'll explain this whole thing about the gelatin, the psyllium, and everything else to you in more detail. Since I was kind of all over the place while mixing this, I thought that part might have been a little hard to follow. One important detail before I explain is that you have to keep pressing it down, okay? So that there's no air left in here. So, about the gelatin. We hydrate it the same way in the liquids, and then we take it off the heat and put it in the fridge, okay? With gelatin, we can't cook it. Now, agar-agar is the opposite. With agar-agar, we dissolve it and then cook it. I have a video here on the channel explaining how to make agar-agar, how to prepare it. I have a video talking about the benefits of gelatin, and psyllium works this way. As you saw, I put it in here and give it a light cook, more just to heat it up. So look, we keep pressing here until the sides are smooth. And I actually think this slight difference in color is cool because it really makes it look like bologna, because bologna has that fat that leaves those little white spots. So that's why I didn't mix it perfectly, because I actually wanted it to have this little color difference. But then you do it however you like. I'm going to finish pressing it so it doesn't have these parts here. See, it needs to be completely smooth, and I'll be right back. Hang on. Now I'm going to put it in the fridge, and in just a bit, I'll come back to show you how it turned out. If you don't have a container like this, you can use a water bottle, those plastic bottles, whatever you want, okay? I'll be back in just a bit. Hang on. Look how amazing it is. It was really easy to take out. Make it yourself. You're going to love it. Now I'm going to cut a few pieces so you can see better how wonderful this is. Make it. Who can believe that this here is 100% vegan, natural, healthy, and extremely rich in fiber? See how amazing it is? Make it yourself. You're going to love it. The whole family will adore it. Just a reminder, if you're not vegan, there are other healthy bologna options. I have a chicken and a pork one here on the channel. I'll leave the link down below in the description. Tell me what you're going to eat this delicious treat with. I'd love to see your comment. And give the video a like. That helps me too. Share it with those who need it. Let's expand our chain of kindness. Let's try it. How delicious. I loved it. The seasoning makes all the difference. You don't taste the beetroot at all. The garlic is here, the paprika, even the lemon, that little tangy flavor. So it's really tasty. Make this at home, put it in a sandwich. It's so good. See you next time. Bye.